50 has just leaked shocking new footage of how scared and shaken Diddy looks in prison, and it's going absolutely viral on the internet. We had been hearing all about how Diddy was living it up in prison, drinking wine and teaching business to inmates. But now it turns out that there are a few people out to get him, and for reasons many people hadn't seen coming. It is now being reported that Diddy could be in danger of being imprisoned by Tupac's people.
This guy's life might be danger over here because people think that he has something to do with Pac. People think he has something to do with Biggie, and they right here in Brooklyn. You understand? It's right here in Brooklyn, and some of the people are still mad that he made making it a band walk to Brooklyn from, to get the cheesecake, and he's around the corner from the Cheesecake Factory. So, Juniors. So it might be some dumb So y'all need to get him out of here and ship him to Jersey because somebody gonna kill him over here. Those are good arguments, if you want to call it, but it's bullshit. He gonna get the same treatment no matter how much money he got.
For years, the deaths of Tupac Shakur and Christopher, the notorious Big Wallace, have hovered over hip-hop like an open wound. And for just as long, Diddy has firmly denied having anything to do with either kid.
I think Puffy was involved in the shooting.
Only they can answer that question. I have my own opinion, but I wouldn't slander their name like they did mine. I wouldn't say things that I knew, you know what I mean? I believe so. I do believe so. I have proved things that I can say that will back up my claim, but this is not for the world to know about. You know what I mean? It's between me and him, and only he knows. So every time he say it didn't happen, or that's the only thing that makes this become an issue to everybody. Because you seen what I said in the Vibe article. I basically bowed out and was going to go ahead about my life. The next issue, that wasn't even the next issue because them cowards waited about 4 issues before they got their story together. 4 issues later, half of New Yorkers commenting on me getting shot. And before, they was all like, we didn't see nothing. In the first issue, we did, Vibe viewers. Nobody seen shit. The 4th issue, when they came back with a reply, everybody knew what I did. They knew what I said. I was acting. Who gets shot 5 times in acts? Oh, I didn't get shot 5 times in their vision. I only got shot once because they found the bullet. The police found it, but now they the cops. Now they doing detective work. They found the bullet. Oh, you found the bullet, huh? So what is this other shit in me then? What was the doctors talking about? What? Can you explain these other holes in me? How'd I get gunpowder all over me? That insulted my intelligence. So yes, I did say Thug Life was there. Yes, I bowed out, all of that. But when they said that, they breathed new life in me.
Tupac was shot in a drive-by in Las Vegas on September 7, 1996. He fought for 6 days before dying at just 25 years old. Only 6 months later, Biggie was killed the same way in Los Angeles on March 9, 1997. 2 giants of rap were gone back-to-back during a time when the music world was split down the middle. That split was the famous East Coast-West Coast feud. It wasn't just music, it was pride, loyalty, and long-standing tension. Diddy, as Biggie's close friend, producer, and the head of Bad Boy Records, stood firmly on the East Coast side. Over time, Diddy's name kept coming up in conversations about both deaths. The Netflix docuseries Sean Combs' The Reckoning, which premiered on December 2nd, brought those conversations back into the spotlight. Several people in the series claimed Diddy may have played a role. I think that Sean had a lot to do with the death of Tupac, and he ushered Biggie to his death. Bad Boy co-founder Kirk Burrows said in the documentary, the tension between Diddy and Tupac didn't come out of nowhere. Early on, they moved in similar music circles. That changed on November 30th, 1994. That night, Tupac was at Quad Studios in New York City to record a guest verse for Diddy's artist, Little Sean. Instead, Tupac was robbed and shot 5 times in the lobby. He survived, but the damage was done. From that moment on, his trust in both Diddy and Biggie was shattered. In a 1996 interview with Vibe magazine, Tupac was asked directly if he believed Diddy was involved.
In an interview of being there to spy on Big, Jimmy Henchman told him that they finna teach Pac a lesson. Cause Pac had owed him some money. So that's why he was up in the studio and was coming to the studio. Pac owed him some money. He was gonna work it off and get some money from doing a song with Lil Sean. And that's what that was about. But Pac was talking greasy to Jimmy Henchman, and Jimmy Henchman wasn't the type of dude that you talk greasy to, allegedly. Unless you're 50 Cent.
So Diddy knew what was going to happen to Pac.
He knew Pac was about to deal well, yeah. He was there to see it. He was there to see it. He wasn't only there to see Big them when Jimmy Henchman told him that. He was there to see what's going to happen to Pac. He was there for that. Because had he not been there for that, he would have went up there in the office. He would have went to the studio or the studio session with Big them. He would have went to that studio session with Big them. He knew what room Big them was in. He didn't do that. He was there to see what was going to happen to Pac after Jimmy told him. And that's factual.
The Quad studio shooting was never solved, but Gene Deal claims Diddy already knew Tupac was going to be shot and let it happen. He says the 50 Cent documentary talked about the incident but left out a critical detail. According to Gone, on that very day, Diddy, Andre Harrell, and Jimmy Henchman were all together in Jimmy's office. Biggie and Suge Knight, Gene says, didn't know that. Gone claims Diddy wasn't there by accident. He says Diddy was keeping an eye on Biggie because Diddy controlled Biggie's publishing at the time. Biggie was writing new material, and Diddy wanted to know exactly what was happening. That's why Gone says Diddy was in the building to watch Biggie, not to work with him. While they were there, Gene claims Jimmy Henchman told Diddy that Tupac was going to be taught a lesson over money Tupac allegedly owed.
Yeah, Kirk Burroughs, he also said that, he feels like, Diddy was behind Pac murder.
Yeah. If Diddy played a part in that stuff, like he said, Kirk know where the money came from. I'ma say this. They tried to, if you talk about the Vegas trip and the whole 9 yards, Kirk said that he paid for people to drive out to Vegas. You know what I'm saying? He said he paid for people to drive out of Vegas. I was heavily with Bad Boy at that time. I don't remember that part of it. You understand? I don't remember that part of it. But if Kirk knew and he was paying for people to drive out to Vegas in the whole 9 yards, it's hard to hide $1 million, brother. You ain't going to cash that in the check cashing place. You signing that over to somebody. I said 1,000 times, and I'll say it 1,000 times again. Eric Von Zip showed me and my man Boondang, AKA my man Slick, a check for $1 million. We don't know, and everybody trying to say, lying, talking about half of it got paid, 500. I don't know. I know when I asked him about, we asked him, do we ask? No, we didn't ask him. I know when he showed us a check and he walked away after he showed us the check for the $1 million, you understand?
Gene says this lines up with what Kirk Burroughs has also claimed, that Diddy played a role behind the scenes. And if money was involved, Gene believes Kirk would know where it came from.
Diddy's claim was an informant in 1997 who told investigators that Puffy had hired the Southside Crips to kill both Suge and Tupac, and that the Crip who was jumped at the MGM was in the group that had done the hit, and that they originally were going to do it at Suge's Vegas nightclub, but then decided to do it right away instead of waiting. This was exactly the same story that Keefe D told us a decade later. Very few people know that immediately after Tupac is shot and that white Cadillac is fleeing, one of the death row entourage, a guy named Alton McDonald, known as Buntry, chases after the Cadillac, and a second shooting takes place between the two vehicles. Alton McDonald's car is struck. In fact, within the Las Vegas files, there's a document that indicates that Alton McDonald's car had been struck by a bullet that night.
Yeah, and he even said that, like, in retrospect, that was probably the best thing that could have ever happened to Puffy. By Zip stealing the money, now Puffy isn't connected to that shit. or else it would have been like a higher or something. You know what I'm saying?
The FBI said
So the FBI told you the
he
same
was
thing?
a dirty motherfucker.
So the FBI told you that Zip kept that money as well.
They said Zip's a dirty motherfucker. Everybody cross you. You're the last one to know everything. Even lawyers, your friends, everybody can cross your way.
The people involved are gone now, but the money isn't. Paper trails don't die. If the truth is ever going to come out, Gone believes it's sitting right there in records, checks, and transactions that can still be followed. Nearly 2 years later came the Las Vegas shooting that ended Tupac's life. For decades, that case also went unsolved, feeding rumors and theories throughout hip-hop. Then in September 2023, everything changed. Dwayne Keefe D. Davis was arrested and charged with murder. Prosecutors said he played a key role in the killing. In July 2024, a court filing revealed something even more explosive. A previously undisclosed 2009 police interview. In it, Davis allegedly described his role in Tupac's murder and repeatedly brought up Diddy, claiming Diddy was the one who ordered the shooting. According to Davis, Diddy was furious over Tupac's constant insults. A DEA and U.S. Department of Justice report also referenced a 2008 interview where Davis claimed Diddy said he needed to get rid of Marion Suge, Knight, and Shakur and offered him $1 million to handle the problem.
I seen an interview that Puffy did with Fat Joe where he was talking about Biggie in his last moments in LA, and he told Fat Joe that he didn't want to go to LA, he actually wanted to go to London. But Biggie, he was the one that wanted to go to LA, and he was the one that was pushing to go to LA.
That's not true. My name is Kirk Burrows. I ran Bad Boy Entertainment. I helped co-found it. I created the company with him. I raised from general manager to president. And at that time, I put all of those business plans together. And Biggie didn't want to go to LA, ended up going. What got him out there was a week ahead of time to ease him into the whole award show. He may not have wanted to go to London, but was talked into it. First time ever, a rapper of your stature getting this treatment, that would be something he would be interested in doing. But he was easily talked out of it by Sean so that they can make an appearance at an event in LA that Saturday night. A part of the posturing of not only did we come to the award show, not only am I recording my album out here, and Big is gonna help me with some of the writing and maybe do something out here where me and him did this song in LA, I'm out on the town. And it was just too much.